Empirical studies have shown that most economies that have adopted the dry port concept as part of its transport value chain have witnessed tremendous growth in their economies. Apart from job creation, dry ports reduce congestion on our roads, thereby lowering environmental impact on the society. It equally encourages economies of scale as our railway lines will be much more competitive, while port users and operators will have improved seaport access. On this note, I warmly welcome you to Maritime Update. I am Norma Obiaswalo. This show on a weekly basis provides public enlightenment on the issues and development in the maritime sector and its connecting industries. In this episode, Maritime Update will be bringing to you details about the inland dry port being promoted by the Nigerian Shippers Council and how this project will bring about the desired transformation in the economy, especially in harnessing the agricultural potentials in the country. First, issues and developments that made news in the sector. Stay with us. Following the setting up of a governing board for the Nigerian Shippers Council by President Muhammadu Buhari, the NSC governing board recently held its inaugural board meeting. The inaugural meeting of the board, which held at the headquarters of the Nigerian Shippers Council in Apapa, Lagos, was attended by board members including the Executive Secretary of the Council, Mr. Hazam Bello, and the Company Secretary, Mr. S.A. Voktan. In his welcome address, Executive Secretary and CEO of the Shippers Council, Hazam Bello, welcomed the members of the 9th Governing Board of the Council, particularly the Chairman of the Governing Council, Honorable Mai Malabuni. According to him, the Shippers Council is very fortunate to have the caliber of people that make up the Governing Board of the Council, and the management is ready to work with them.
We are very fortunate when we look at the CVs of all the board members, which is extremely experienced and knowledgeable. This is because Nigerian Shippers Council is an agency based on knowledge and research. This council was created in 1978. We have had many boards up to 8, and this is the 9th. And in each of these occasions, we have had a very cordial relationship that had existed between the board and management. And we hope this will also continue. Now, Mr. Chairman, this relationship is based on mutual respect, is based on synergy, is based on achieving targets, but most of all, is based on openness and transparency. The management has made a pledge to be open to the board in all ramifications, because we will find the board as a partner that will push this council forward.
In his response, the chairman thanked President Muhammadu Buhari for appointing members of the 9th Governing Board of the Shippers Council. According to him, the Nigeria Shippers Council Enabling Act provides for a governing board and executive secretary who is also the CEO and responsible for the day-to-day management and implementation of policies approved by the governing board.
Let me use this opportunity to thank Mr. President for appointing us as board members of the Nigeria Shippers Council. Continuity is another facet of change, because no change can succeed in itself unless it acknowledges the past and take into account the lessons taught by it. At the very onset, I would like to acknowledge the contribution made by the Executive Secretary and his team to the development of shipping business in Nigeria. The Nigeria Shippers Council Enabling Act provides for a governing board and executive secretary, CEO, responsible for the day-to-day management and implementation of policies approved by the governing board. This board, under my watch, shall cooperate with board members and management team whenever and wherever necessary to improve shippers' business.
Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi has said that some vested interests benefiting from illegality and insecurity in the nation's waterways are those behind the call for the cancellation of the $195 million maritime security contract recently awarded to an Israeli firm. The House of Representatives Committee on Public Petition had recently recommended an outright cancellation of the contract, which is said would lead to a capital flight of over $200 million. The committee had also demanded that the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, should stop funding the contract immediately as it was not appropriated by lawmakers. However, speaking in Lagos recently at the launch and public presentation of the book titled Beacons of Nigeria, Maritime Industry in Lagos, Amechi argued that the nation's waterways will be better secured and free from all form of insecurities if the contract is approved. According to the minister, too many interests are benefiting from illegality and insecurity are the people fighting the funding. Amechi said within 6 months, with Israelis and Nigerians, the water will be free from all form of crime. The minister also said the federal government will not allow this group of people who want the killings and the piracy to continue so that they can be making more money to the detriment of the Nigerian people. The House of Representatives has mandated its Committee on Customs and Excise to conduct an investigation into the activities of the men of the Nigerian Customs nationwide. This is sequel to a motion under matters of urgent national importance by Aliyu Madaki and 2 other members on the illegal activities of personnel of the Nigerian Customs Service. While moving the motion, the representative Aliyu Madaki from Kano State said the mandate of the Nigerian Customs Service is to prevent the importation of illegal goods into the country. He decried the situation customs officials seize goods and commodities under the pretense of collecting custom duties. He expressed concern over continuous interference and harassment of local traders by custom personnel, thereby hampering the legitimate business of buying and selling of goods from major markets in Nigeria. The lawmakers stressed the need for personnel of the service to pay attention to activities of smugglers of goods instead. According to the lawmaker, instead of making sure that goods are not smuggled into Nigeria or ensuring that duties are paid on imported goods, custom officers are harassing local petty traders asking for customs duty. Honorable Madaki wondered why custom officers would ask businessmen who went to Kano to buy textiles to pay custom duties. According to him, customs declared huge figures in revenue, but they chase people out of business. Another member of the House of Representatives, Aminu Sulaiman, also from Kano State, lamented the development and warned that Nigerians should not be sent packing from their means of livelihood. The motion was unanimously adopted by the members when it was put to a voice vote by the Speaker, Yakubu Dogara. The House therefore urged the Controller General of Customs, Hamed Ali, to direct the men of the service to immediately stop the illegal seizures. If you have just joined us, this is Maritime Update reaching you courtesy of the Nigerian Shippers Council. For details, please reach the Nigerian Shippers Council on our email, website, or better still text the number scrolling on your screen. Do you know that the Port Service Support Portal, PSSP, is a complaint management and service support solution aimed at addressing business-to-business transaction problems in the Nigerian ports? Here is how to use it.
Welcome to Port Support Services, otherwise called the PSSP. The PSSP, as it is popularly known, is an initiative of the Nigerian Shippers Council created to serve the public better. Just to help you navigate the portal, first log on to the website www.pssp.ng. There you'll find the basic information about PSSP, information on partners of the project standard operating procedure of the partners of the PSSP, and frequently asked questions, contact information. With the PSSP of the Nigerian Shippers Council, members of the public will be able to make complaints using the complaint form track the status of the complaint, and make inquiries or give a feedback using the contact form. To submit a complaint, open your web browser and type www.pssp.ng. The home page will load. Click on the Make a Complaint. The login page will display, but you will need to be registered on the portal to be able to submit a complaint. If it's the first time of submitting a complaint, click on either the register button or the register link. To register, you will need to apply your email address, display name and password. After completing these fields, you should click on the register button. If you have previously created an account, simply log in by supplying your email address and password. After you have successfully logged in, you should see the complaint form. The system assumes you are the main complainant. The complaint form has 5 sections: complaint details, service provider details, event or service description, other details, complaint description. In addition, you will find the yes and the no button, and this is how it works. Using the yes or no button indicates you are complaining on behalf of a company. If you are complaining on behalf of someone, you have to give us their details by clicking on the Add Detail button, then click on the Next button. From the pop-up list, select the type of company your complaint is about from the agency list and select the company from the companies list.
To address the problem faced by big-time businessmen who are involved in international trade and far away from the seaports, our guest of the week, Akintunde Makinde, Director, Inland Dry Port Services of the Nigerian Shippers Council. In this interaction, spoke to us on the perspectives, the relevance, economic benefits, and how the dry port could champion economic diversification. Stay with us. To address the infrastructural deficit in the country through the PPP, which is in line with the federal government's policy direction, Nigerian Shippers Council is promoting an innovation in the transport sector which, throughout the country. What exactly will you say is the inland dry port? What is it all about?
Inland dry port is an extension of the port or the seaport inland. It's to address the problem of the inland shippers, people that are located in the hinterland, who before that would have been having to come to the seaports to transact their businesses. So we decided to take the port inland. The difference is that there's no water, but everything that you do at the seaport terminal, you also do them at the dry port.
Okay, that's just the difference. There's
no
water.
No water. That's just the difference. The other thing is there. All the government equipment that are in the seaports are also there. Every other thing that you have, the customs to clear the cargo, they are there. All the immigration, everybody will. Those who are here will be also in the dry port too.
Okay, putting into considerations the responsibilities that is in the inland dry port, the inland dry port is posed with, how will you say they have fared in meeting up expectations? The inland dry port has responsibilities, which they've been posed with. So how will you rate, or how will you say that they fared in meeting up these expectations which has been pushed on them?
Well, inland dry ports are still, like you have said, an innovation in this country. In other countries, they have been operating for quite a while, so they can say how they are fared. In Nigeria, we have about 7 projects right now, Shippers Council. But only one of them has started operation. That's the Kaduna Dry Port, which the President commissioned in January 4th. That's the only one, and it's just beginning the operation. So we cannot start rating them yet. Give us some more time. We'll be able to give you ratings on how they have performed in the area of facilitating trade, in the area of moving the containers from the seaport to the place, and clearance, cargo dwell time in their place, and all those kind of things. So indicators we are going to use. But right until they start full operation, we cannot start rating them. But only one of them is operational.
Okay, but you've identified other areas other locations where this inland dry port is to be situated. How soon are we expecting them to start up? We've seen Kaduna and these other areas. How soon are we expecting them to?
You said earlier too, these projects are being carried out through the public-private partnership option. The government doesn't have all the money to go into this. These are critical transport infrastructure, but the government does not have enough money to put them up by itself. So what we did is to concession them out to private sector investors. We have 6 originally. We have the one in Isialangwa, that's in Abia State. We have the one in Kano, Zawachiki Dry Port. It's in Dala Dry Port in Zawachiki. It's in Kano. We have the one called the one in Maiduguri. Then we have in Jos Ipang. Then we have in Funtua. Then we also have in Ibadan. What's the inland dry port? They are in different stages of construction right now. The one that are very high in the area, the quantity of amount of work has been done. The one in Jos and Funtua, they are quite advanced.
Okay, you mentioned the PPP. Yes. These projects will be implemented through the PPP. Why the option of the PPP?
The PPP option comes in when the government does not have enough resources to put in critical infrastructure like dry ports. The government has so many things on its plate. It has to deal with the health sector, education sector. Everybody complains that they don't have enough allocation. Agricultural sector is there. So many. ICDs are part of the infrastructure in the transport sector. It is part of what you call the National Infrastructure Master Plan, the transport aspect of it. So if government wants to do everything, the money is not there, the resources is not there. So it has to look for extra resources from the private sector. And also, we also need the expertise of the private sector in managing these things. People always say that government has no business in business, and these are businesses. That was a big business, because by the time it start operating, a lot of money is being made into our economy, and the private sector is better at managing such things. That is why we are leveraging on the expertise of the private sector to bring their finances, their investors to come and invest in it, and it takes time.
And also bring their expertise.
Their expertise in managing.
Okay, Nigerian Shippers Council is to play a supervisory role, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Is also to play a monitoring role on behalf of the federal government.
Yes.
Take us through the economic benefits of this project, because you've already enumerated what it's all about. So what are the benefits of this project?
Yeah, the dry port is a project that is, you can say it is in time. This is the time that the government is thinking of diversifying the economy, because we used to be a monoproduct economy before. We were relying almost solely on oil income from petroleum products. Not the product, the petroleum itself, crude oil. That's what we are exporting. And the price of petroleum in the world market crashed. Even those who are buying petroleum from us before are no longer buying. America recovered their own shale oil. They are not buying our own again. So many of our customers in the outside, they are not buying again. So oil crashed. We need to look for money. And the most sustainable way of getting money, foreign exchange, is to export. Reasonable countries export. If you import more than you export, you have a trade deficit. And it leads to inflationary spirals in your country. So you must produce more. And one of the ways, if you produce more, you must export them. And these things we are putting in place are to assist in export. The dry port at the hinterland will help mobilize export, because the producer of ginger in Kaduna, for instance, doesn't need to bring it all the way to Lagos. If you just take his ginger, even if he doesn't have enough to fill a container, you just take it to the dry port. Others like him will also bring their ginger to the dry port. They will now help them to put them together into one container. Everybody knows what he has, how many. Maybe I have 10 kg, this one has 20 kg. Put them together in one container, export it to a foreign buyer, get the money, share it accordingly.
This project sounds really nice. And we also have Nigerian Shippers Council is also promoting another innovation in the transport sector, which is the TTP.
Yes.
Can we link this through two projects together?
Yes, it is truck transit parks. They are locations of the major transport corridors, roads, where long distance truck drivers can go and rest a bit and service their vehicles so before they continue the journey. The convention, the COVAS convention, stipulates that drivers should not drive more than 8 hours without stopping. Indian drivers drive 12 hours, 14 hours, and by nobody is, you cannot cheat nature. After driving, they start feeling drowsy, and they go and have an accident, and they spill the cargo away. They can even kill people. They destroy the vehicle they are using and everything. So this is supposed to help in curtailing that. And also it's also a logistic thing also for the ICD, because right now the road mode carries 80% of our cargo. That's the bottom line. The rail is supposed to be playing a prominent role. But the rail, for some years the rail has been neglected. It's just now that the government is putting a lot of money into the rail, and because they are putting a lot of money in the rail, we are hoping that the rail will take the pressure off the road. But for now, so long as we are using the road, we need to put in infrastructure to assist the cargo to get where it is going. And this truck transit park is supposed to assist that. By the time we put truck transit parks in locations along the route of the cargo that is going, the truck that is going, we will not be able to track the movement of the cargo from the seaport to the dry port. It takes off from Tinkan Island port, is going to Kaduna. By the time it gets to Ogere, the Ogere people will note that it has come. And it moves again, gets to Jeba Hotel, it has come. It goes to until it gets to the destination, we will be able to track it. Unlike before, when somebody can pick up a container in Lagos, gets to Ogun, branches by one corner, and it disappears. You know that containers, goods that are being carried that are going to a dry port are underborn. They have not been cleared yet. Customs has not taken collected duties on them. Therefore, we must assure that they get to dry port without disappearing, without any loss.
Because so there are security checks.
They must be secure by the time they get there. That is why the preferred mode is rail. But while the rail is still being prepared, we put in facilities along the road for us to be able to track the cargo, for us to be able to ensure security, for us to be able to ensure safety of the cargo and the driver and the truck that are being used. That is what the truck transit parks are for.
How then will this innovation in the transport sector address the problem faced by big-time businessmen that are involved in international trade?
Well, it's a good question. The big-time businessmen, you said they are big-time. Most of them already have solutions to these things, but we are still there to assist them because, for instance, Pugi Automobile is in Kaduna. They have been getting their CKD, these constantly knocked down parts, through importation. They import it by sea, comes to this place, to Lagos Seaport, and they transport it by road. But they cannot transport there. They don't need to do that again. They can. Okay. It can be taken to them through rail, straight to the Kaduna dry port, and they come and lift it off. The same thing with other companies in Kaduna. We have textile companies. We have big agricultural companies like Olams. They just started there now. Okay. They are big. They are all there. They will be using they have been approaching the port manager on how they can use the dry port to facilitate their business. Big time businessmen will also be using it. People like Dangote Industries and others, they are going to be using those facilities because it makes their work easier. You don't need to invest in buying trucks again. See, all these companies, they buy a lot of trucks just to carry their cargo. They are not supposed to do that. Somebody is supposed to take that off them to make their work easier. So the dry port will assist in doing
this. Innovation cuts across
everybody,
whether big or small.
Big or small, whether you are big or small.
Wow, I must thank you most kindly for coming on Maritime Update. It's been Akintunde Makinde. He is the Director in Land Transport Services. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me, madam.
And that's where we draw the curtain this week. I must thank you most kindly for being a part of this edition of Maritime Update. This show is promising a better package next week. For more details, you can contact the Nigerian Shippers Council on our email, website, or text number scrolling on your screen. You can also view this episode or any of our previous episodes on our YouTube channel, Maritime Update. I am Norma Obiaswalo. Until I come your way again, it's goodbye.